Welcome to our next episode of
Fandom
Family
Chats.
This is a production of Family Fan Clubs on Facebook. You can find us all over Facebook. You can find us all over social media under Fandom Family Chats. Look us up, get dialed in, get plugged in, and get ready to listen to some crazy people talk crazy stuff.
Welcome back to Fandom Family Chats. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Amanda.
Tonight we are talking 911 Lone Star.
Only Lone Star
geez.
because OG
Yeah.
is taking yet another break, which, whatever, I'm not very happy with, but I love him enough that I'll just let it slide, I guess. It's fine.
Are they back next week? Yeah, they should be back next week.
I think so.
So we only have a few more days.
I think so.
I was excited about this episode because we got to see Wyatt.
Yes.
Wow, he dropped a big old bombshell this episode.
I was shocked.
Mm-hmm.
I really didn't see it coming. Usually I can feel like I can see these things coming. I didn't see this coming.
Mm-mm.
This really took me off guard. I was like, excuse me? And I think Judd was a little too hard on him. But at the same time, I also understood where Judd was coming from at the same time.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was kind of being pulled in two separate directions during this episode. So I was like,
I don't think Judd was wrong. I just think maybe he could have gone about saying what he said in a different way, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. I really think he was just as surprised as the rest of us were about this. It just came out of left field, which is great. I love a good twist and surprise as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. So I was fine with it. But the one thing that just made me sad was Judd just being so against Wyatt being a firefighter. Mm-hmm. I get it. You know how dangerous of a job it is. So I understand him being scared about it, but also he's only been in your life for what's it been, 3 or 4 years, maybe now. And he looks up to you so much that he wants to give up his college career and go into the same field that you're in. That's so sweet as well. So it's just kind of I really do understand both sides. You always want better for your children, right? We always want better for our children. We don't want them to go run into fire.
No, that's a noble job to have.
It is.
I didn't like the way he was talking down himself and his job.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I wouldn't be able to do. You have to be really brave to do something like that. I would never personally run into a building that's on fire.
Well, I bet you would if you had to. What if Sophia was in there?
Okay. For her, I would. But for people I don't know, I don't think I would. That might make me a horrible person to admit. But fire hot. Like the caveman learned this right away. Fire hot.
Fire hot. Stay away.
Stay away.
I know me personally, I could never be a firefighter. But I really applaud those who do it for a career. It's amazing and noble and extremely dangerous, as we know. But it also just killed me when he told him that he's too soft. That was so rude to me, which
it was.
I understood, but I also understood where he was coming from because I was well, he kind of is a little soft.
He was really soft. But to be fair, he hasn't really had a father figure before now in his life.
That's true.
He was raised by a single mom, so he doesn't have a whole lot of anything but soft to learn from.
But I just feel like Judd could, really mentor him up to be a great firefighter. I mean, why not be like, I don't think you're ready for it at this absolute moment, but let's train. Let's
Mhm.
get you ready. Like,
Yeah.
let me do that for you before we just jump into going to the academy. Something like that rather than the way that he reacted.
Yes, that would have been much better.
I mean, did he come back at the end and did he redeem himself? Of course he did. He's Judd because we all love Judd. He went amazingly. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. So I'm good with it. Of course, Grace was behind him, pretty much telling him what to do, which
I mean, that's just Grace. She's like he said, she's wise. He's not wrong.
no, I love that too. I love them sitting on the kitchen floor, like having that like little heart to heart that they had of, just it felt so, I don't know, real. It felt like a very real moment of a couple. If like when you've caught yourself like in some random part of your house, just like having this heart to heart with your spouse, which I feel like everybody does at one point or another. And I don't know, it just felt it I love that little moment between them. I love every Grace and Judd moment. I think everybody does at this point, but
Mhm.
that one stuck out
I
for
loved it
sure.
when he was calling her grandma.
I was like, oh no, she is not gonna take that very well.
Mm-mm. No.
But also his girl, I can't remember her name. What was her name?
Leanne.
Leanne. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so his girl's name is Leanne, and she was so sweet to in my opinion.
Mhm.
Like that's exactly the type of girl that I felt like Wyatt should be with. Like they complemented each other.
Oh yeah.
So they're like both very like naive and innocent. I think they're going to be really cute together. I hope we get to see them in this journey throughout it. I was actually really excited to see Wyatt when he
I
came
know.
up. I was like, "Oh, hey." Like
I
I don't know if I
just
haven't like really thought about him lately, but when I saw him I was like, "Oh, that's
I
awesome."
can't I can't picture him as a daddy yet
Mm. I can
because
picture
he
him more as a
just
dad than I can a firefighter.
this is true actually. Yeah.
But also, I mean, look at Mateo too. Mateo's not very big either, and he's kind of more petite. He's well built, but he's more petite. Maybe
It's true.
Wyatt is going to be kind of like that. I don't know. Or
It's
maybe he's
true.
just going to like go poof and blow up. What do you think? Which one?
I don't really see that happening.
No, dang it.
No. Although I love the way that Judd was training him,
I
riding
know.
along beside him in the truck.
It's exactly how I would
I
train my
was
child
getting
too.
so excited we were gonna see Judd running with him, and I'm like, the truck. Come on.
He's not going to do anything that he doesn't have to do.
This is true.
He
He's
does
actually
enough.
really smart.
He's good. Also, I know we've been talking Judd a lot. I want to move into Mateo. This storyline. It's so stupid.
Mhm. Yeah, it really was.
I don't know where I was talking. I was talking in one of our chats. I was like, this is really hard to watch. Like, I'm like, two like really important things happened in this episode. One being like Mateo and the whole like, you know, kind of his faltering, and also Judd being a gonna be a pappy. Those were kind of like our two main points. But I just like when they went to like the old Leave It to Beaver type, I was just done with it. And I know that
Yeah.
sounds so critical of me, and I hate it. I usually love these quirky sideline type of episodes with our shows sometimes. This just didn't do it to me. Being an identical, like evil twin, like
It was almost like they got jealous of OG when Buck did his coma storyline.
yes. No, exactly. And I actually that I totally forgot that thought really did go through my mind when I was watching it. And I was
Yeah.
like, what are we doing? Are we competing against each other?
Right.
Of like the same, we're on the same team here. We don't need to compete. But no, I did not enjoy this. And it sucks because I love Mateo. I really do. And I don't it's not like this one episode's going to change my mind of the show. I still absolutely love the show. And you can do a stupid episode every now and then. It's fine, whatever. Grey's Anatomy's done it several times. Many of our shows have done it several times. It's fine, whatever. But Mateo just this whole thing, his cousin needing $25,000 and he's just going to give it to him. Like this I'm very glad that Bobby was like, no. I'm glad he did.
Bobby. Owen.
Owen. Same, Captain, whatever. Yes, Owen. Um, when Owen wouldn't give him the money, and I was like, good job. We don't need to give him
Since
the money for
when
this.
is Nancy rich?
And that's what I was about to say too. Like, what? One, where did that come from? And two, why did she give him the money? Like, it just really irritated me that he like paid the 25 grand to get him out of jail. That just
Yeah.
it
What
really
irritated me
bothered me.
more was when he got mad at Nancy
Yes.
after the fact. Like, okay, I get she loaned you the money, but this is not her fault.
He really blamed himself about this whole thing, which
Which also not his fault.
one, it's not his fault. Two, he was going to get out and do the same thing again anyways. Let's get real. I mean, that's it's 101. We get it. We know that's what they're going to do.
Mhm.
But I hated seeing Mateo like really just beating himself up over this and not letting anybody get close to him or help him or be an ear or a mouth or anything to him. He just really blocked everybody out. And that was so upsetting. And then when he fell and hit his head, like it was just I was like, oh no. Thankfully, we're all good. But it really did scare me.
Yeah, I was concerned for that one.
Oh, and also, so he went and burned down his school.
I
Like that is
liked that.
so like it just bothers me because it's not Mateo-y. Does that make sense? Like it just doesn't go
S-
with his character.
So before Mateo joined, he was on the show as another character with pink hair. Was that the same character that they had? His cousin?
I
I'm
forgot
curious
about
now.
that.
Because he was there. I don't know if it was this one or if it was OG. I don't remember which one it was, but he was on one of them first as a different character for like one or two
Wasn't his
episodes.
cousin living in LA?
I think so.
Okay, we're gonna have to go back and look now.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to look that up because I'm pretty sure they just reprised that character now and made
Okay,
it his cousin.
so if that was the case, it would actually make me feel a little bit better that it wasn't just coming out of like left field.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Because I
we're
remember the
definitely gonna look
character
that
had
up.
pink hair too. Because it really stood out to me. Yeah, I'm betting that's what they did.
I bet. Well, yeah.
And poor Mateo, wanting to turn himself in after all those years. Like, I get where he was coming from. He has just the biggest heart of gold. He
Really
really does.
does. But I really love that Cap, told him like you are paying it back. Like
Mhm.
you're saving people every day. You're giving back to the community. Like you are doing the right thing without sitting in jail for something that you did 20 years ago. Like you are making a huge impact and saving so many more lives than you would have like taken. Like so I really like applauded Owen this episode. I really enjoyed he's kind of annoyed me the last two episodes.
Yeah, he's been pretty stupid this season, so this was a good episode for him.
Yeah, it really was. I needed like I love Owen being silly. I love him being silly, but I just don't like it when he's just like dumb. Like, don't be dumb. Like, he's not dumb. I don't feel like he's dumb. And when they give him these things that like make him feel dumb, I'm just like, why? Why? Stop.
They have made him like extra dumb this season too.
Okay, right? I felt like that too. I haven't been on many 911 podcasts to really talk about it, but it
Yeah, they really have.
it's bugged me. Okay, so and the only other thing we really need to talk about is our one and only rescue.
Yeah,
This
this
week, like this week was very on 911 and more gossip.
they've been doing that like a lot this season in particular. Last season they had a lot more rescues than they did personal stuff, I thought. This season it's a lot more personal stuff than it is like actual
I
911
know, and I
rescue.
don't really like that as much. I feel like OG still does like a whole lot of rescues.
Hmm.
I think that's why I like OG more than 911 lately, is because I like the fast paced like rescues and their teamwork. Like I like that.
Hmm. Yeah, I
When
like
it's
it to
just
see the
like,
team work together.
these Leave It to Beaver episodes, like it's just not that interesting to me. I don't
No.
like it as much. So, but we had this lady, man. She was definitely a Karen.
Karen.
Let's go ahead and say it. Definitely a Karen. Kept taking all their balls. I have one of these that lives catty corner behind me. So I get it. I don't think she really deserved an arrow through the neck. And then them being able to like figure out why it was like completely five and not even bleeding. These kids just saved her life by putting an arrow through her neck.
She didn't even seem to be bothered at all that there was an
No,
arrow sticking out of her neck. Like she was just calmly yelling at everybody.
it was insane. I didn't
What?
understand it either. Like for even until he said it, my mind was still reeling of, well, what is it? Is there something like lodged in her throat?
Yeah.
As much medical shows as we watch, I thought that should have gone through my mind first. A tumor should have popped up. It didn't. Thankfully, I like to be caught off guard and surprised sometimes nowadays.
You'd think there would at least be blood on the
Outer
out.
the because it's gotta like come out wider and
Yeah,
doesn't it
right?
come out wider in the back because it's
Well,
like
yeah, because it's got the arrow on the end.
yeah, so it's gotta yeah. So
You'd
you
think there would definitely be blood. Like how the
at
tumor
least like through
covering
the
like the
entry and the
whole area,
outry, like there's gonna bleed some, I would assume.
right? There's got to be some blood. There was literally zero blood. Like that's not realistic, guys.
Yeah, we gotta fix that, Ryan. If you're listening, Ryan Murphy. It'd be my dream. Ryan Murphy is like my step to Evan Peters.
If you happen to have any spots open for cameos, we'd be happy to help you.
I uh I contribute. What is the line? Katniss, what is her freaking line? I contribute.
My volunteers tribute.
I volunteer as tribute. Oh my gosh, why was that not coming to me? I feel really dumb right now. I volunteer as tribute. Okay, so after the lady got sent to the hospital. Thankfully, those little kids got their balls back. But next week is gonna stink. Literally.
Yeah, that doesn't look like a fun ride for that couple in the convertible.
No.
Nice and covered in manure.
Oh my
Mm,
God. Like I grew up in like the country. I know manure. Like, ew.
yeah.
That smell is not gonna come out for a while.
Oh no.
You're gonna have to have the top off.
Forever. Just never put the top back on.
Forever.
I'm excited for the second half of the trailer that I saw with the woman with the cheating husband, where she goes on a rampage with some
Oh,
sort of machine,
oh
like
my God.
construction machine. I'm not sure what it is.
I'm really looking forward to this episode because, like, we were just talking
Yeah,
about this episode. We haven't gotten many like rescue calls kind of lately. And I feel
exactly.
like next week we're kind of like back on track with the adventure. And so I'm excited to see next week.
Yeah, that looks really fun.
It does.
Very entertaining.
It does. I'm excited. Woo woo. All right. Well, I think that's all we have for tonight. Don't forget to check out our socials and our Facebook group, 911 Family Fan Club. Tune in next week for more episodes. Sundays are our Fox night where we talk OG 911 and Lone Star whenever they feel like coming on. Tuesday is our NBC nights where we discuss One Chicago, which is all 3 Chicago shows. And Wednesday nights are ABC nights where we dig into Grey's Anatomy and Station 19. So we will see you real soon. Bye.
Loving our content? Subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to share our podcast with your family and friends. We want to continue the conversation with you. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok under Fandom Family Chats, or one of our ever-growing Facebook groups by searching Family Fan Club. We've also launched a website, Family Fan Club 2021 at wixsite.com. You can email us there and keep checking it for announcements and merch coming soon. And of course, be sure to tune in every week for new episodes discussing all your favorite shows.